You killed her? All right. What type of knife was it? Do you know?
It was just a big size kitchen knife.
That big?
Yeah.
Sometimes all it takes is the right question at the right time for someone to spill the truth. In this video, we'll look at moments where suspects unknowingly confess to their crimes, thinking they're in control.
But did you stab him?
Yes. Yeah, I did.
Do you know how many times you stabbed him?
I don't.
More than once?
I think
Twice?
I think so.
Get ready to witness the art of interrogation at its finest.
And then she woke up?
Yes.
Did you say anything else to her? Did she say anything to you or no?
No, she just screaming.
She just screamed?
Yes.
On October 13th, 2023, Hialeah, Florida, 13-year-old Derek Rosa grabbed a purple-handled kitchen knife and used it to murder his mother while she was sleeping. Her baby slept in a court right next to her as the murder was being carried out. The young boy describes the chilling murder and shows no remorse throughout. The officer interrogating Rosa asks him what happened on the night of the murder.
Get into what happened tonight. Were you, do you communicate with people over the phone? Were you talking? Tell me what happened tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Well, at around like 10, I went to bed.
Okay.
My mom did too.
Is that your regular time?
Like
9?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys explain to me about the apartment. You have your own room?
Yes.
And your mom?
Yes, she has her own room.
She has her own room. And your sister?
She stays in the same room as my mom.
Stays in the same room with your mom? And tonight, who was all there?
Me, my mom, and my sister.
Okay.
The interrogator asks Rosa if he had murdered his mother, and Rosa nods. He then asks the Rosa what kind of weapon he had used to commit the murder.
All right. What type of knife was it? Do you know?
It was just a big size kitchen knife.
That big?
Yeah.
What color was the handle?
Purple.
Purple?
Yes.
Okay. Your mom was sleeping?
Yeah, she was sleeping.
The officer asks Rosa what he did after he had murdered his mother. He tells the officer that he had planned on killing himself.
After you killed her.
My stepdad he owns 2 guns. He has a Glock 19.
Okay.
And then, I don't know what it's called, another one.
Okay. What color are they?
The Glock 19 is black, and then the other one has a silver slide and then like a dark bluish handle.
Okay. So, what did you do with the guns?
He always has his Glock 19 with him at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And since he's a truck driver, he wasn't at home, he was far away.
Okay.
So I went into the closet.
Mm-hmm.
I found his book bag because he goes shooting at gun ranges.
Okay.
I grabbed the gun. I put the magazine in the gun.
Okay.
I pulled back the slide, but I didn't want to shoot myself.
Okay.
I intended to shoot myself before, but I couldn't.
Okay.
The officers ask Rosa what took place as he stabbed his mother. Rosa did not hesitate to speak, however. When he was asked why he did it, he asked to use the bathroom.
And then she woke up?
Yes.
Did you say anything else to her? Did she say anything to you or no?
No, she just screaming.
She just screamed?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you stab your mom?
Can I go to the bathroom before I answer that?
Yes, of course. Of course.
Give me 1 second.
You want to take him from the...
I have patrol tape.
When Rosa returned from the bathroom, he refuses to tell the officers the reason why he killed his mother and asked for a lawyer. The interrogation comes to an end. Derek Rosa faces a charge of first-degree murder. Rosa could face the possibility of life imprisonment if convicted. He was remanded in custody at the Miami-Dade Juvenile Detention Center.
I told you the last time I saw her.
But that's not true because we have proof. We have proof. And that's why we're sitting here, Lee. At this point, we need this for her. I mean, I look at that little girl and I think of my...
Lee Radart Jr., during interrogation, confessed to murdering his on and off girlfriend, Savannah Gold, 21, in 2017. During questioning, Radart admits to the crime and offers to take the police officers to the spot where he had buried the body. Footage of the full interrogation captures the true instance of a killer showing his true self. Radart admits casually to the officers that he and the victim used to do drugs together. He also tells the cops that both his parents did drugs and that his mother was an addict.
My father used a lot of drugs growing up. My mother used a lot of drugs growing up. Okay. And it was just kind of a hard thing to see, you know, every time that we hung out. Okay. Like I said, we did, you know, we took like some pain pills here and there on occasion, but then she started like bringing heroin over and stuff like that. And that's, you know, my mom was addicted to methamphetamines when she was, when I was younger. So those hard drugs just kind of scare me a little bit. So that's why I took a step back the first time. And then I felt like she was better, you know, as we hung out.
Radart confesses that he had not been telling the truth about the last time he and the victim had met. Here, the officers noticed that he might have had a motive.
I didn't tell you the truth when we talked up on Fish.
Okay.
Last time I saw her was Wednesday afternoon.
Okay.
I heard that she has been basically telling a lot of people at work that we hooked up a bunch, like a couple of days before that, and that she was going to like tell about the whole situation, you know, try to get me fired. And
why would that get you fired?
I'm a manager and she's an employee. So
okay, so you guys aren't supposed to fraternize here. Okay, I got you.
And she just told...
The officer interrogating Radart intensifies his questioning, demanding to know where the victim was.
I don't know where she is.
Where is Savannah?
I don't know.
I need to know where Savannah is so I don't know
where she is.
You don't know because you had something done with her and you weren't involved in that part? I don't know. Tell me something. What can I work with?
I told you the last time I saw her.
That's not true because we have proof. We have proof. And that's why we're sitting here, Lee. At this point, we need this for her. I mean, I look at that little girl and I think of my little girl. My little girl who's her age. That's who I think about. That was my little girl. I couldn't imagine. I don't care what she said about you or whatever, but my little girl is that age.
Maybe.
And you're not telling the truth.
Maybe something gets out of hand in the car.
I didn't do anything.
Okay, you didn't do anything, but she was in your car. She never got out of your car. She never got out of your car.
Lee Radart Jr. reached a plea agreement with the prosecutors, pleading guilty to second-degree murder in exchange for the dismissal of 2 other related charges. Due to the plea deal, Radart Jr. only received a sentence of 40 years in prison for his role in the tragic death of Savannah Gold.
So you dismembered the body too?
Yeah.
Well, what did you do with the body parts?
In this chilling video, Taylor Shabuznis details the murder and dismemberment of her victim, Shad Therion. She tells the police that she had used chains to strangle him to death and proceeded to perform gruesome acts to his body. The murder had been committed in the early hours of 23 February 2022. Taylor confessed to knowing the victim since they were in middle school. Taylor calmly answers the interrogators' questions regarding the murder of Shad. They ask her where the rest of his body is, and she tells them it's still there.
Oh, they found part of Shad at his house, his mom's house. Found his head. Where's the rest of his body?
It's there. It's at his house.
It is in the house?
It's at his house.
Okay. Can you tell me what happened?
It's a good question because I blacked out during that time. But, I need time to, think.
No problem. Take your time, have some water.
The interrogator asks her about the murder, and Taylor mentions the use of a chain.
I know there's this chain thing, right? And then, yeah, like I was playing around with it.
Okay.
And like we were smoking, right?
Okay.
And then, I'm terrible at explaining things, so let's see here. And then here comes the chain, right? And then you put it around his neck. Well, we were like playing around and then I don't know, I was tugging on it and then,
You say you're smoking. What would that be?
Ice.
Ice?
Ice.
Have you taken any other drugs tonight?
No, this is still from 2 days ago.
Taylor speaks lightly of how she had dismembered Chad's body, showing no remorse for her actions.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, what did you do with the body parts?
Oh, they're in the house.
Someone?
They're like, yeah.
Basement, upstairs, downstairs.
Absolutely in the basement.
The interrogator asks Taylor what she was thinking as she strangled Chad to death with the chain.
What were you thinking?
I was gonna do the same thing. You know, I was going in, and I did. And I went in. But then he was like, choke me. But he didn't really say it, so I'm like, he put it on his neck. I already know I'm gonna choke him. And I did. So.
Alright, so before that, was there any foreplay?
We launched onto the bed. We went from the stairs to the bed. And then, yeah.
Were clothes on and off?
Yeah, now the.
But before the chain went around his neck, were you and Chad like kissing or any foreplay or anything?
No, we were chilling at home.
You just chilling. So all of a sudden, the chain went around his neck?
Yeah.
How come? I'm just trying to get it.
The officers ask Taylor if she had any kind of sexual activity with the body, and she answers that she did.
Did you have with his body at all? Any points or any type of sexual contact? You know, obviously the dildo and stuff, but.
I grinded on him, I put the in his ass.
You grinding on?
Yeah, I listened.
Did you ever put his in your okay, you just grind on him?
Did you see before that you performed a brawl on him?
Yeah.
It took the jury only 30 minutes to convict Shabuznes on all counts of first-degree intentional homicide, mutilation of a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault on Therian's death. She was sentenced to life imprisonment.
Do you know how many times you stabbed him?
I don't.
More than once?
I think
Twice?
I think so. I couldn't tell you exact amount.
This footage captures the interrogation of the suspect, Cade Lish, 21, in connection to the death of Twin Falls man Jeremiah Pays, 23, who was stabbed to death on a Saturday morning at the Canyon Crest Dining and Event Center. While being questioned, Lish claimed that Pays had actually attacked him first, and he had defended himself as a result. The officer interrogating the suspects asks him what happened. Lish inquires about the victim, and the officer avoids giving him an answer.
I would like to know what happened tonight.
Okay. Could I ask you a question?
Sure.
Is this guy okay? Is he?
You know, I haven't heard the latest on him yet.
Okay.
But obviously he was involved in a fight as well. And so I'm just trying to piece it together what happened.
Okay.
And, you know, once I get some more information, I'll let you know.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I'd just like to know kind of from your point of view as to what happened tonight, how this started.
Sure.
Lish, unaware that the victim was deceased, talks to the officer about the altercation and how the stabbing took place.
He whacked me pretty good. I was dazed and adrenaline and having a few drinks. It's just kind of a blur, you know. I just remember getting hit and telling me, you guys need to get off me or I'm going to stick you. I'm going to stick you. You guys need to get off me. And that's what I remember. That's it. Other than that, I remember him bleeding, and I remember seeing the blood trail and being kind of scared. I grabbed my cell phone. I think I took off running. I tried to call. I tried to call my boss, or I was dialing 911. My phone died. It was one of those two, but my phone was gone. And then I walked clear to where I was found.
At this point, Lish confesses plainly to stabbing the victim, unaware that the victim was already deceased.
Stabbing this guy at all?
I can't remember what position we were in when it happened. I can't remember if if we were on the ground, if we were standing up. I can't remember the exact position.
But did you stab him?
Yes. Yeah, I did.
Do you know how many times you stabbed him?
I don't.
More than once?
I think
twice?
I think so. I couldn't tell you exact amount.
Cade Lish received a voluntary manslaughter charge and was sentenced to 22 years in prison. The district judge, Richard Bevan, sentenced Lish to 12 years in prison for voluntary manslaughter and 10 years on a deadly weapon enhancement.
Like an old-time cistern or something that somebody covered up so nobody would fall in. And then I said, hey, this is a good spot. And I remember the 3 girls that dropped in there.
This video captures the interrogation and confession of Richard Cottingham, a notorious serial killer who claimed he had harmed and assaulted at least 100 women. It is believed that he murdered at least 18 young women and girls in New York and New Jersey. The video shows as Cottingham narrates his methods and techniques to the interrogators. Cottingham describes how he had evaded the officers while running away with his victim. He admits to killing the victim in an attempt to keep her from alerting the police.
I got stuck in the mud. So we stayed there about 10-15 minutes. I was talking, I was trying to decide what to do. The cop car came up this way. And then he went by, and then I seen him back up. So I knew he spotted the car in there. So I got out of the car with her, and I ran into the woods. I didn't even know where I was going. Now there was dogs in his house started barking, either from me or the cop car or whatever. So that's what dread. So now I said, let me go over that way. So I stopped here, and she started screaming. She heard the cop car, and she's screaming. The cops were up there, they couldn't see where the screaming was coming from, but they were by the empty car. But we were now 40 or 50 feet into the woods.
And the empty car is the victim's car?
Right.
It's her car?
Right, her car was right around here. We're back here. I could see the cops because they had flashlights and everything, but they couldn't see me, but they could hear her screaming. So I panicked, and I stabbed her. Or I tried to shut her up. And then I took off, and I ran behind this house, and between these 2 houses.
The serial killer explains how he found a place to dump the bodies of some of his victims.
Like an old-time cistern or something that somebody covered up so nobody would fall in. And then I said, hey, this is a good spot. And then I remember the 3 girls that dropped in there, and then I started thinking about them rotting there. I said, nah. That's why I started dropping about the side of the streets.
In spite of all the murders he had committed, Cottingham tells the interrogators that he doesn't see himself as a standard serial killer.
I don't know if anybody's seen me. You know, that to me, you know, like I tell you, one time in Atlantic City, I met a girl in resorts. She went with me, and I brought her back up here. In my mind, hey, I could be on a camera down there or whatever. So those are the ones I couldn't leave. But if the girl wasn't dangerous to me, I never went out to kill. That's why I said I'm not really like a standard serial killer. I didn't get no enjoyment out of someone. And that's the truth. Never had no enjoyment. It was very hard.
Richard Cottingham, also known as Torso Killer, was already convicted of 11 homicides. He later admitted to killing 5 women on Long Island in the late 60s and early 70s. As part of a plea deal, Cottingham received immunity from prosecution for his other 4 victims. September 6, 2023, an 11-year-old boy, Froylan Villegas, was shot and killed while leaving an Isotopes baseball game in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Daniel Gomez, 26, a key suspect and witness, came forward of his own accord, informing the investigators that his friends Nathan Garley, 21, and Jose Romero, 22, claimed to have spotted a rival gang member. The 2 plotted an attack and carried out a shooting that left an 11-year-old boy dead and his young cousin paralyzed. Gomez willingly comes forward to give the officers information about what had happened in the murder case. Before the officers could begin their interview, Daniel Gomez breaks down into the tears.
I don't think you're a bad person, okay? All right, so you need to understand that. I'm not trying to blow smoke up your okay? Well, yeah. Yeah.
I have a daughter to see.
After being read his Miranda rights, Gomez requests to have a lawyer present while he speaks with the police officers.
Rights in mind, do you wish to speak to me?
I want to speak with the attorney first.
You do?
Something that, I just would feel comfortable with someone present with me that knows more about legally. It's not like, because I'm here to talk to you guys. There's a reason I came to you guys.
Yeah.
So I feel like I would feel more comfortable with someone that knows more about these things.
No, it's absolutely fine. I totally understand. That's the reason why we have to read those to you, because I don't want to inadvertently violate anything that is your right. Okay. With that, we're done. Okay. I can't go any further. Okay. I can make some personal statements to you. Okay. Is your daughter taken care of? Is she okay right now?
Yes.
Okay.
She's with her mother.
She's with her mom?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's no concern. We don't have to provide any aid for her or anything like that? Okay.
Nothing like that.
Okay. All right then. I appreciate your honesty. Okay. What happens now is we're going to go ahead.
Gomez tells the officers what happened that day. The boy got shot. He confesses to not being entirely on board with the murder and was an unwilling participant.
So they jumped in the car and they pulled up to me and they told me to get in. So when we were leaving, we were about to leave, I was like, hey, can you just take me home? I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really feeling comfortable. He's like, just hold up, we're looking for somebody real quick. And I was like, who? And he just kept saying, my cousins. So I was like, all right. Well, when we seen, so there's the light, but before the light, there was a truck, a white truck, Dodge truck. And Blake goes, look, there's that truck. So I was like, you don't even know if that's the right truck. I said, stop acting like an idiot. I said, Riz, take me home. And Riz, I'll just shut up. And he clocked the gun and Riz took off. And I ducked and I screamed no. And he jumped out the sunroof and he just started shooting him.
Gomez tells the officer that the suspect in the murder threatened his family if he told anybody what had happened.
He turned around and he told me, he said, if you tell anyone about this, go to anyone, I know where your grandma stays and I know where you stay. And I told him I wouldn't say nothing. And it's haunted me for a while now because it was just an innocent baby. I told those fools no. They just wouldn't let me out the car. I just wanted to get out the car. I didn't want to be in that situation. I didn't want to be in that situation at all, sir. I'm sorry. I don't know. I stopped hanging. That was my first day ever hanging with them.
The officers ask Gomez what his current relationship with the other accused is like. He tells them that he had broken off contact with them.
I said, hey, I'm not with you guys no more. What you guys did is very unacceptable, and that's just what it is. And he goes, I understand, brother. You have a daughter. I'm sorry that I got you in this. And I hung up on him. And I haven't had a single contact with them since until I seen his brother at the state fair.
Who was that phone call with?
Huh?
Who was that phone call with?
Would it risk?
Okay, I assumed it.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, I don't really talk to Blick like that. I've had him on social media, but I've never I've always heard about him, mostly good things that people say, oh, he's chill, he's cool, you know what I'm saying? But I never knew him to be this guy or who he was in the beginning. I just never knew who he was, you know?
The officer interrogating Gomez asks him how Blick, the other accused, acted following the events of the shooting.
You painted a really good picture of how yourself and how Risk acted after the shooting. How did Blick act?
No remorse. It's like he had done it before.
Okay.
You know, it was like he was already used to it. To him, it was nothing but a little adrenaline rush. You know, that's how he acted. Because, like, I remember even when we got to the apartments, I was crying. And the one thing he had said to me was, he goes, oh, don't even trip about it. If I did it, I'll take the rap for it. That's exactly what he said. And I was just like, he literally was laughing about it, though. Like, it was like a joke to him. It wasn't, like I said, like if this kid had done it before, like this wasn't his first rodeo killing somebody before, you know what I'm saying?
Gomez was released from custody while the other two accused, Jose Romero and Garley, remained behind bars. No trial date had been fixed, but there was a status conference set for September. Garley is also facing federal drug charges. These people truly are the worst of humanity. It is haunting to see how incredibly calm many of these killers are after taking another person's life. Sick. Well, we have more of this content on our channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please do that, like the video, and we'll see you next time.